Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. It's dark outside. We did get some rain, thank the Lord. It was too dry. We got some dry air. I mean dry in the sense we didn't get rain. It's been very humid, but finally it broke. But we have some dry air coming in about 2 days. So it should be pleasant at football games and whatnot. But cool air, doesn't look like summer is going to end in Louisiana anytime soon. All right. We had a little cool spell in early September and that dissipated, went away today. This morning, Evan Williams extra aged bourbon whiskey, 86 proof versus Evan Williams 3-year aged charcoal filtered bourbon whiskey. Both straight bourbon whiskeys, of course, both from Kentucky. This is aged 3 years. This is aged 5 years because I watched the video where they were interviewing the distillery master, and he was talking for Heaven Hill, and he was talking about, yeah, we age it 5 years. Is this one charcoal filtered? This I'm not sure about. Okay. There's a video on the Evan Williams this black label page, website page, and they show him dumping it out the barrel into the charcoal. But it's weird because they used to say it on the label, charcoal filter, and now it doesn't say that. And they used to have an age statement years ago, and they don't. So I don't understand what's going on. This one still has the statement, charcoal filter. So I don't know why they wouldn't have it on there. I can't explain it. Guess it doesn't matter. But I just find it peculiar. They don't really say a whole lot about their bourbon on the website. They're just saying, we named it after Evan Williams. Okay, now they're not claiming that the man started the company. This brand did not get started. This brand did not get started until 1955. It was named after Evan Williams, okay? Historical figure. The earliest known distiller in Kentucky, all of that. So I can't. Okay, so let's get off the charcoal filter. I can't explain. I don't know what the story is. I do know they're both sour mash because it says that on the bottle, and I know the proof and the aging. Okay, now will they taste different? I think they will, because from recollection, the black label seemed to have a much bolder, sweeter, fuller, just overall exciting presentation. Not that the green is bad. We get both of them here, and usually the green label's about $1 cheaper. That's seems in for the big plastic jug bottle, it's about $2 cheaper. Okay. All right. Some people in other states have told me they've never seen the green label. They say, I've never seen that in whatever, Rhode Island, whatever states, I can't remember, Pennsylvania. I say, well, it's common in Louisiana, but we get things that are common, and other people get things that are common to them. We can't get them. People ask me all the time, why don't you try Narragansett beers? I have tried a few, but they weren't bought in Louisiana. I bought them in Florida. Okay, so let's see. We did G for green. We did I haven't read the comments yet. We did a hangout last night about the 3-tier system. I don't think too many people were interested in that, honestly. That's fine. I laid that out there, and the participants were saying, yeah, it's a system that's, they in place, and it seems to work pretty well. They weren't too interested. They were sort of interested in it, you know what I mean? But no one is obligated to be interested in anything. And we're planning to do an Evan Williams hangout next Wednesday night at 6:30 Central Time for this one. John Anile wanted to do it. I don't know. I think I'm going to stop doing the hangouts. I don't think that, and we've done that for, I've been a part of those for 4 years, but I don't think my personality really, I was telling somebody this morning, I don't think my personality is suitable for like group hangouts and stuff. Beer groups, yeah, as far as like posting a photo and saying I drank that, it's good, or commenting on somebody's photo, oh yeah, that's really good, I liked it, you know, that's fine. But the group interaction, I don't, thinking about it, I don't think I'm too suitable for it. It's too much, like I'm too paranoid, you know what I mean? Like too paranoid or nutty. I was telling him my personality is too peculiar or strange or screwball or whatever. So going around making problems, I don't think is any kind of benefit to anybody. But I mean, I'm good at watching videos, you know, and making comments like, I've had that beer, it's really good. You know, I'm suitable for that. Or making the solo videos. I think solo, or if somebody's with me, like David or my daughter, and we're doing a little group, maybe 3 people videos from time to time, that's fine. But with the whole big groups and everything, you could see that I'm sort of at, you know, what do you say? I'm not at ease. I'm uncomfortable. Awkward is probably the optimum word. But like I say, not suited for that. So that'll probably be the end of it. Evan Williams. And if people invite me to hangouts, I'll join, I guess, from time to time, and I'll just be awkward, you know. But anyway, so you live and you learn, and sometimes you learn that everything is not suitable for everybody. Okay, so I filled one higher than the other, but that's okay. They're both amber, like medium amber, alcohol eggs. They're not too remarkable in their appearance, but I don't guess. I mean, you look at most whiskeys, they seem to look kind of the same. Pyrotechniques says, top of the morning to you. Cheers. I've only seen the black label here in Los Angeles. Cheers to you, Pyrotechniques. Thanks for watching. Dean's Beer Reviews says, I get lost in big group hangouts, prefer one-on-one videos. Yeah, I've learned that. Like, Dean, I appreciate you watching from England. I was part of different groups, and it always seemed to like not end well. And probably, like I said, if you're paranoid, talking about me, if you're paranoid and sort of nutty in the head, guess what's going to happen? Problems. And then the problems keep building, and then it's like never ending. Like, so I'm saying, face up to it. Your personality is not suitable for these groups. But yeah, I do feel more comfortable doing the one-on-one, like if I'm with Harry or somebody else, you know, like John and Ely, me and John, or whatever. I feel more comfortable. But if you're too uptight like me, or in some ways I'm laid back, but if you're too like socially awkward or uptight about those things, and it's just bound to lead to trouble, I believe. Or I guess I should say I admit, because maybe for a long time I didn't believe it, or I wouldn't face up to it, or I was living in sort of a fantasy world or something, or maybe just trying to fit in, you know what I mean? Like this, nothing wrong with trying to fit in. And that's why I joined like Knights of Columbus, and I try to get involved with community activities as well, because then if you're sort of awkward in your personality, or introverted, or like I say, paranoid, whatever, then people tend to isolate themselves, and then they'll start having these delusions. No one likes me or whatever, but then they're causing it. You know what I mean? If you self-isolate, you're like if you get involved in groups, then you're not going to be isolated. Okay. And then we have the football group. We go to games together and all that. Dennis Day says, hello, Ron. I enjoy chasing some sour mash with good old RC Cola. I used to like RC Cola, but I don't drink any soft drinks anymore. In my case, I feel better now when I don't drink any soft drinks. You know, the carbonated beverages, colas and all that. It's been a couple of years since I've drank them, and I feel so much better. Now, like I said before, I see why I felt bad for my whole life. See, my mother used to not let us drink that stuff. We could drink a Coke like as a treat, but it was so rare. But I think, and then after she died in 1984, then you say, oh, I'm going to do what I want now, you see. So that rebellious nature. I'll drink those soft drinks. But I think it's bad for you. You might have guessed it. I'm a young pup with limited experience drinking whiskey straight. Well, I'm not a young pup in chronological age, 49 years old, but I'm a young pup with whiskey, honestly. I feel like, the way I see it, I'm a young pup with beer. I've only been drinking beer since February 96. You say, but that's 21 years. I know, but I don't feel like I know much about it. People will think, oh, you know so much about beer. I don't really know that much about it. I read about it. I'm interested in it. I like to taste the beers. I like to taste the whiskeys. I like to taste the brandies and the gin and buy different beers and do the research. But to say to try to claim I'm any kind of expert would be a joke, a pathetic joke. And that's the truth. All right, so well, this is woody, minty. Now they said that on the Evan Williams website, minty, but that didn't influence me because when I read that comment, I said to myself, minty, that's it. But then on the other hand, a lot of these whiskeys, bourbon whiskeys, are minty. I find they have mint. I've talked about that. I talked about that way back when I did the benchmark number 8, and the Jim Beam. I was talking about minty, you know. But the Jim Beam, I was saying greenwood and cellar mold and stuff, which I don't pick that up at other whiskeys, and I don't mind it in the Jim Beam. I think that does repel some people, though. They say, oh, it's nasty, whatever. So they won't drink on it and think on it. They just get away from it, which is fine. You don't have to sit there and try to train yourself to like a whiskey brand. Some sweetness, some sugar, oak, char. Well, let's check this one out. It's more mild right off the bat. It's everything that one is, but muted. Okay, muted relative to that. I don't mean it's muted and dull, but relative to the other one on my left. Yeah, you see, in isolation, they'll have a lot of character and body and all of this. But when you start comparing them, then you see, oh, they're not so much alike. I think I know already. Initially, I think this is the black label and this is the green. I mean, that's just from just the smell, but let's go with the taste. So woody. Okay, so woody. I think some people don't like that wood, you know, that bourbon wood. Maybe in a mixed drink, it doesn't shine forth so much, so they might like it. Really woody. Now, I can see why the old granddad would turn people off because it's so spicy with the rye. I like it, but I wouldn't want to drink it every day. It would just get too much for me. But for occasional, I think it's very nice. And the Sazerac rye, that one that Sonia gave me, you know, it was really nice. And I drank the whole bottle. But to have it all the time, I don't know if I would like it. Okay. I had to look close at the screen for the comments. I don't have my glasses on. I can't see them. I'm nearsighted, you know. Wood, sweetness, candy, vanilla, mint, everything. All the same things, but it's just less of it. Maybe it tastes younger. I don't know if I'm good at picking up youngness in a whiskey, though. You know, the minimum is 2 years. It has to be aged at least 2 years to be a bourbon. I don't think I've ever seen a bourbon that was aged only 2 years, to my recollection. I've seen some blended whiskeys, like the Beam's 8-star, which says the whiskeys used in it are aged at least 2 years. And I'm sure it was exactly not a second longer than 2 years. And I don't know if they're using bourbon in that, but they probably, I mean, they might just be using Jim Beam, you know, and mixing it with that grain neutral spirits at an 80-20 ratio, because it does kind of taste like that. Yeah, this one is just too pronounced in the flavor. It's too bold to be the green. Dean says, go well with Cohiba with the wood notes coming out. A Cohiba. What is a Cohiba? That might tip you off to my ignorance. If I'm ignorant about something, I'll always be the first to admit it. I won't try to cover it up or play it off. A Cohiba. I'm going to have to look that up. Go well with a Cohiba with the wood notes coming out. Well, the wood notes are definitely there. I mean, if you're not into the wood taste, you're going to hate it. Oh, right, the cigar. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, I don't think I would like this with a cigar. It'd just be too much of, it would be too much intensity coming at me. You know what I'm saying? The cigar in isolation, yeah. This in isolation, yeah, but I can't take, but I'm kind of small stature and probably can't handle it. Even a cigar makes me feel drunk. Those big cigars, I don't like them. They make me jittery, you know, all that straight nicotine. I don't like them. Isaac Rockmore says, sipping some Knob Creek myself. Cheers. Cheers back to you. You know, I've never had Knob Creek, but I keep hearing about it a million times a day. I keep hearing about a lot of brands. People say, try this, try that, try this. I say, I love to try them all. But there's too many liquor brands out there and my cabinet's too full. It's like beer. I mean, now beer is easier, right? Because you can just drink them down. The alcohol tends to be low, so you can just try this, try that, try this, buy all these singles. I can go to Mathern's or Martin Wine Cellar or even Trader Joe's and just buy different beers and drink them down. The wine, you got to go slower. And then the beer, the liquor, you got to just inch along like slow motion sampling. Well, that's all right. What's the point of rushing anyway? People get caught up, including myself, like we'll get caught up and we have to chat. We have to taste everything. We have to sample everything. We have to do everything. Then the hobby becomes like some fixation or obsession, and that's no good. Throw a party, it'd be gone a lot quicker. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes people come over and drink some of my stuff and we'll share it, but that's not too often. Everybody's busy. I'm busy. You know. If we go to a football game, we might try some before we go, something like that. Dean says, still got half a bottle of Maker's Mark I've had for years. Yeah, and that's another one people keep asking me, try Maker's Mark, try Maker's Mark. I want to try everything. Honestly, I swear I want to try everything. I just cannot. It is not possible. At least not immediately. Over time, you can sample them. Ale Degustation says, oh, hey, over there in Poland. Hey, buddy. The whole point is enjoying full flavor in the aroma and not get drunk quickly. I agree with that. And people say, oh, how long you been drinking whiskey and bourbon? I mean, in brandy. Excuse me, the spiciness makes my nose run. My sinuses have never been good. And in Louisiana, we have so much humidity and mold that people's sinuses are wrecked. So if you don't like blowing your nose all the time, don't move here. People ask me, or they'll comment, you're a big whiskey drinker or a brandy drinker. I said, I'm not even a drinker. I'm a taster. If you took all the liquor I drink in a week, it would be such a pathetic little amount. Why you think it's taking me that long to get through that bottle of E&J, excuse me, Paul Masson VSOP brandy? Well, of course it's going to take weeks and weeks because I'm taking little sips. Little bitty sips. Oh, well, time to do the reveal. And there cannot be any question. If I get this wrong, I'm going to be so ashamed. Green. Did I mix these up, blab in my mouth or something? Am I looking at this right? G, green. Holy smokes. B, black. Hold on, people. Isaac says, not a bad thing. Heavy drinking isn't for everyone. It dang sure ain't for me. Hey, look. If my father had not done all his heavy drinking from, say, 1958 to 2002, he'd probably be doing these beer hangouts, these videos. But he just went too far, and like he told me, I was getting sick, and he gave it up. But he's always fascinated, like when I try different brands of stuff, he'll ask me, what does it taste like? What about this? Like he's like really into it, you know, so, but it makes him ill. Like if he drank these two little minuscule amounts, he'd be sick. And his body always was weak because when he was a child, he had that bad infantile asthma, you know what I mean? Like he missed the whole first grade. He had to repeat first grade because he was in an oxygen tent basically a whole year. So he was very weak. He was always very weak, like insensitive to any kind of food. He can't take vitamins. If he takes medicine, he can only take half the dose. If you and I catch the flu or stomach virus, we'll be sick for 2 days, feeling bad. If he catches that, he's almost going to die. Like you wonder, is he going to live? No, I'm serious. So his body was like wrecked from that asthma as a child. He pulled all his hair out in the front of his head. He was hurting so bad as a little kid. And he used to have this iron bed with these slats, and he bent the iron bars pulling on it just to try to relieve the pain. So his body has been racked, you know. But he is 73 years old. But he got drafted in 1964, and he went over there to the induction center, and they said, see you later, bye. They looked at his body and everything, and they said, you can go home, no thanks. Same thing with me. After 9/11, I'm going to sign up. I'm going to be in the military, boy. I'm going to be a hero and fight for America, blah, blah. They said, you have what? Ehlers-Danlos syndrome? Oh, yeah, okay, bye. They told me to hit the road. I said, yeah, but I mean, if I'm just going to be in an office doing that kind of work, they said, it doesn't matter. You got to follow the protocol. So couldn't join the military, even as a reservist. Couldn't do it. Coast Guard told me no. The Army told me no right off the bat. The recruiter said, he knew. He said, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, you can't join. And the Navy Reserve, they tried, like, the recruiter was like, oh, that doesn't matter. I said, you think it doesn't matter? I think it matters. No, they don't care about that. I said, well, Why don't you call a doctor and check? Because I don't think I'm going to make it, even though I was trying to get in, I thought different branches would be lax, relative to others. And after all that work, he ends up calling the doctor, and the doctor said, he can't join. Then he was mad. I told him, I told that guy, I said, I told you that the first day I met you, but you insisted. I know they get those points. Which one do you like better? Says Johnny. Johnny, I'm so confused right now. I don't know, because I was sitting there saying this one had a stronger taste, and it had to be the black label. And here I am, and it says G, green label. Can't explain it. It's bold. It's bold. Over here. I don't know. They're both good. So, I mean, which one do I like better? I mean, they're both good. And here I am saying this is the green and this is the black. And then I check the label. Well, this is the green and this is the black. And I'm sitting there talking about how this one's so much more bolder and fuller in flavor and all these wonderful attributes relative to this one. And I got them mixed up. So I know this much. When I go to buy liquor, it's in a hypothetical sense, because the way it's going, it'll never happen again. I'll never get back to these. I'll be 90. I'm 49 now. So if I'm 99 and I'm still doing liquor brands, I'll be saying, yeah, I gotta get back to the Evan Williams one day. I would just buy the green. Why shouldn't I buy the green? I couldn't even tell them apart. Not correctly. I'm going to save the $2 or the $1 per bottle and get the green. I mean, sorry, Black Label, but that's the way it shakes out in my case. I can't answer for y'all. Y'all might, the audience, might taste these two and immediately tell the difference and get them correct. But I could not tell the difference, and I got it wrong. So what have we proved today? Not a lot. All we proved is that I tried 2 versions of Evan Williams, 2 expressions, the green 3-year age and the black 5-year age, and I couldn't tell them apart. So the green was cheaper. Yes, it is a little bit cheaper. I mean, a little bit, not much. Talking about little, $1 a bottle. But why not save $1? Can't tell them apart. So anyway, all right, enough blab. Let's see. Think for a minute. Okay, so Wednesday night, next Wednesday, October 4th, we'll do the Black Label. And then that'll probably be it. Probably won't see any more group hangouts. Oh, well, even the Beatles broke up. They do have the 101, the Beer 101. The Canadian guys do that every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Central Time, I think. And they keep it right at 30 minutes. And they do a good job breaking these beers down, I think. I watch them. I don't comment. But, I mean, I watch them. And they're interesting, you know. They did Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. I like that. I just listened to the whole thing. And they were saying, you know, they were mostly positive about it. You know, they were looking at it for what it is, you know, kind of a sort of common Oktoberfest beer, but they weren't dogging on it. It's a good one. And they were talking about how it probably changes every year, and I think that it changes too. Seemed like every year the Samuel Adams Oktoberfest is a little different. You should do a Northwest beer experiment, says Isaac. I don't understand what you mean by that. Because we can't get too many Northwestern beers, honestly, not macro, maybe some quasi-micro, you know, craft beers like Whitmer Brothers and stuff like that. Anyway, all right, so Evan Williams, black and green is a wash. I couldn't tell them apart. I got them mixed up. They both taste good to me, and I would recommend them both. Next, I think I'm going to try to do this Saturday morning. I should be able to fit this in Saturday morning, I'm assuming. We'll do Evan Williams black. label. You know, just I'm gonna call it Evan Williams. It's the regular Evan Williams. I don't need to keep saying black, because when people think of Evan Williams, they're thinking of this, right? Versus the Jethro T Boots. That's the CVS pharmacy bourbon. Yeah, you can get bourbon at CVS pharmacy in certain states like Louisiana, where we have very liberal alcohol laws. That's aged 4 years and it's 80 proof. This is aged 5 years and it's 86 proof. Hey, look, didn't look like the alcohol level mattered, did it? I couldn't tell them apart. And then after the Jethro T Boots, I think I'll do the Kentucky Gentleman, which I'm almost finished with that. That's almost just a little bit left. Maybe I have enough for 2 more samples. And then the Ancient Age, right? Then the Jim Beam Choice, the Jack Daniels Green Label, right? So we go through the whole round robin tournament, and then we'll finish that up. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? Then we're going to do the Barton, the very old Barton, aged 4 years. I bought that in Kentucky. We'll do that in the tournament. Go through every one. Whether people want to watch or not, I don't know. And then the last bourbon I have, I think the last bourbon I have in my cabinet is the Kentucky Tavern. It's a straight bourbon. It's not like the Gentleman, which is a blend. Kentucky Tavern, and then I'll match that up against everything if they're all still available. If I haven't drank them all, which I'm not going to do unless they get drunk down in the tournament. I'm not going to drink. I'm drinking down those brandies right now. Okay. Right now I'm trying to drink down the Parmesan VSOP, and then I got to drink down the Saint Remy. Okay. So I got to get through that anyway. But so then after I get through the bourbons, just to tell you what's coming, after I get through the bourbons, then I've got all these blended whiskeys I got to get through. That, I bet you that will take a year. Might take longer than a year. Go through all those. And I'm probably going to throw in the Christian Brothers Sacred Bonded brandy, just to throw that in. I won't put it in competition because I don't have any more brandy. I cannot buy everything. Sacred Bond, just to look at it. My friend David, he loved it, and then he just blew through his. He drank that whole bottle down like faster than you could say Jack Sprat could eat no fat and his wife could eat no lean, but betwixt the two of them, they licked the platter clean. And then we got Scotch to go through a big tournament there, and Canadian blended whiskey to go through a tournament there. And then it'll probably be exhausted. But we're talking about, it could be 5 years. I mean, I am not kidding. 5 years can go by like that. What is this, 2017? Think back to 2012. I was doing all these beer reviews and all that in 2012. Seemed like it was yesterday I was doing those. So 5 years could go by in a flash, honestly. All right, so that's it. This is over. And then we got the Evan Williams next Wednesday, and then that'll probably be, I can't see any more hangouts going on. That'll be in, like I said, my personality it just doesn't work with those. I can't handle it. Like, and then what's the point of just making people angry all the time? And it just is stupid. It just doesn't work. Now, for me, I mean, it might work for you. You might be in hangouts and just be the star at the life of the party and be the star, you know, but it's not, I just don't, it doesn't fit with me. I've learned that. It took me 4 years to learn it. Well, actually, that's not true. It took me about 2 years, and I kind of realized this ain't working for you. But, you know, you just keep pressing on. No, you're just being paranoid about your paranoia, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you start to do that looping type thinking. All right. Well, anyway, all right. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and have a good Thursday.